Do you like fisting people? If yes, then in this video I will use my fists and the hand-to-hand combat mod without turrets and combat extended included. I chose a glorious ideology and landed in the misty forests of mystery. We start off with 2 humans and 1 android to spice things up. They chose to place their base down near rich soil for unlimited food. During rain and sunshine they constructed. Randy Random blessed us with some silver meteorites, which is amazing. Wood was of abundance here, so we continued hastily. With melee only though, fighting in open fields would be suicidal, so I built a perimeter with an opening. Soul had about 7 skill in constructing, so we built quickly. He also is bold and strong, so I will call him Saitama. With the base built, Saitama thought the best course of action would be to assemble 2 wind turbines. A transpod crash. What popped out was magnificent orc. With 13 melee, who am I, brought him home and tended to his wounds. He can now become a fighter. As always, the first research in every playthrough is batteries and solar panels. We then get a trader whom sells weapons, nothing worthwhile. But afterwards, a random paper with the honor quest arrived. Our android Belisar would be up for it. To test our skills, a cat will be our punching bag, replaced with meat of course. With the martial arts skills, we can stun and down animals. You get new skills as you level up your melee. The quest is completed. A raider must have noticed the ship, so he quickly comes for us. We kicked every nerve in his body, paralyzing him. We then notice an android getting beat up by the Empire, which ruined our ceremonial ritual. Belisar was programmed to finish off and take skulls of any raider. Wonderful. A new ceremony arises. Hopefully this time we can complete it. And he gets the worst skill, that's alright. With flooring added, our wooden base was flourishing with the fact that it could burn up at any time. So they decided to work on marble walls for the bedrooms. Our orcish slave delivered blocks while ship chunks provided us with necessities. With batteries researched, a safe space for them would be nice against power faulties. We then get a caravan whom we sell the weapon that the random beaten up android had. Saitama also bought a wonderful robe to show who's the boss. A quest to construct a miniature structure for 5 glitter world medicine would benefit us greatly. Not only that, but with a nutrient paste dispenser, food poisoning wouldn't be an issue. At last, we beat the orc into submission and ends up joining us. I decide to call him the Green Warlord. We hope you will provide for the colony. To test his skills, he breaks the back of a gorilla and a jaguar. Oh, and he also managed to kill a pack of gorillas. Green Warlord has stronger legs and arms. He is a viable asset. His presence attracted 2 tribals. He packs quite a punch as he sweeps and cleans up the competition. Afterwards, we get another raid, except the Purasaurus, which is the largest known kind of the giant crocodilians, appeared. They chopped off the torsos of the raiders and came for us now. Before long though, they decided to fight them one by one. Enough stuns could win this fight. Since they bite every 2 seconds or so, they successfully down him before they bite. The second one approached and got downed as well. They missed their shot and now we get free food. One problem with orcs is that they need to fight every so often. The deserter quest looked good. To make things interesting, our colonists decided to accept and make the Empire our enemy. Demetrius with his intellectual will be useful. This mini squad looked problematic. Fortunately, with 5 men we stun him and beat him up, eventually killing him. Green Warlord took the shield belt and beat up the last raider. Wonderful. Except she was actually quite good at cooking and had very good skills and traits. We will recruit her. Saitama expanded upon the bedrooms as our population was growing steadily. Our loot was overflowing, so a few storage bins will be spacious. Since I wanted more of a challenge, I increased the difficulty quite a bit. Green Warlord will also be promoted to become an even better fister. A new ability, and by now, the daily lives at this point were number 1, fighting. A better maze was worked on while a raid crash landed. Since Green had a shield belt, we could easily snap the existence of our opponents. Afterwards, they captured and harvested some organs from the raiders. She was now hollow inside. Another quest appeared which required us to go and destroy a weather controller. We accept. A few days later, Green set a sight upon a ship in a shack. An opponent goes outside and we RKO him and finish him off. The ship containing question mark left as the opponent faced into the wall. Inside the shack, the humans had imprisoned an orcish corpse. How vile of them. The weather controller will now be deleted. Back at home, the slaves are gathering steel for the Industrial Revolution. Oh, and the colonist we would get for destroying the weather controller? She turned out to be a useless sack of breathing meat, so we get some silver out of her. Near the freezer, we also worked on an adequate kitchen. Afterwards, we converted the honor quest guy and recruited him. And we also needed more bedrooms for the increasing population while more fights broke out. Needles later died from a lack of heart. Saitama is now done and can move on to the bedrooms. We then get a wanderer quest. I hastily accept. If they are bad, I can just harvest their organs. Tinny was quite good, so we work on converting him. And new recruits appeared all the time. I forgot where we got Tasca from, but welcome. The colony was silenced once again as productivity skyrocketed with twice as many colonists. Kitchen was producing meaty meals while slaves slept near. Eating without a table is a horrible war crime, so more tables are required. To increase the beauty, we replaced the marble instead of the old rotten wood and hunt more gorillas for food. Since a caravan was near, Green could safely break their legs. A parasitic group of man-eating zombies appeared. Fungal husks are very strong and carry a disease. The people were qualified black belts, so we martial arts the hell out of them. One by one they are taken down, but a deadly disease would kill us if untreated. Fortunately, we treat it. The landscape was beautiful as our people were happy as ever. A loud crash was heard east of the base. It contained majestic orcs. Of course, we recruit people like... Unfortunately, Saitama went there alone and decided to kill and extract their skulls as well. If Green Warlord would find out about this, oh boy. We recruit even more people, 8 colonists strong. To spice things up, I increased the difficulty to 500% threat. Immediately, Randy sends a meteorite onto my maze and enrages a rat. We kill rat. And even more recruits. Unfortunately, a plague was bestowed upon the colony and had killed Tasca. 98 immunity, that stings. Fortunately, we do finish microelectronics. A funeral for Tasca was commenced beneath the Lumi night. Right after, Green Warlord punched the middle finger of Tinny. What a wonderful guy. More steel is needed, as always in Rimworld, the #1 sought after resource. After finishing sterile materials, we construct sterile tiles. There are some bugs with combat extended smoke, so for this playthrough, our wonderful android Belisar passed away. I quickly overcame my grief as a quest reward with 3000 uranium arrows, so I gathered everyone to defend this supposed city. Without interruptions, we arrive in a city to defend some raiders we heard. They were here. Mechanoids interrupted and killed most of the raiders. With the orc defenders helping, there are waves, so the first one was done. The second wave arrived, but this city had tier 7 androids, so they fled as well. We ended up staying inside the whole time and acquired uranium that could power a nuclear reactor for hundreds of quadrums. For a very smart plan, I decided to steal all of their food, equipment and other useful stuff. We left without them noticing, but of course we became hostile with them. We walked home hastily as a thunderstorm struck our fields. There was nothing to be done, so most of our power systems failed, as well as a door that burnt down. Fortunately, the wood wasn't lit. Eventually, we come home. Here is all the loot, plenty of drugs, weapons and armor. We drop all of it on the ground as wealth skyrocketed. This force field was worth 30,000 silver, only the mighty orc could equip it though. Green Warlord was looking like a real soldier. We needed to expand further, so more circles were placed. A ritual room is now necessary for my colonists' new expectations. Somehow we stole 6 solar panels, and our harvest of psychoid leaves are also finished. A drug lab will be of utmost importance to process the leaves into money. To fortify our wealth, a second layer to defenses will be constructed. A raid with a few raptors appeared, which is nothing compared to the sheer strength of our mighty warlord. He kills them hastily. To research more important stuff, a proper lab will be necessary. As well as that, Escanor prepared flake for us. Although the muffled sound of a slaver ship passes through, all the weapons that we can't use will be sold. None of the slaves were good enough. To further test Green's skills, we embark upon a pack of elephants, stunning and downing several of them and butchering. Our wealth was so good as we quickly built good hospitals, and our progressing society was that of humans during the 19th century. Then Tinny and Vin fell in love. Finally, I don't have to worry about their mood. A massive pack of flesh-eating insects were attacking now. All of our men and women with shield belts filled with go juice were ready. Opening up a choke point, Warlord will take the hits as the people stand behind. This took several minutes, so we cut them down. But they kept coming up, so we leave the area. Not long after, a caravan arrived. Green Warlord was bored and decided to kill and steal their gear. He downed the muffalos while they weren't looking. Eventually, we killed one of them and Green Warlord was on a rampage. He slaughtered and gave no mercy to no one. A muffalo tried to flee but was mercifully killed. Everyone was killed as heads were ripped off. Our wealth was at almost 300,000 now. Wonderful. Another caravan was here. So for a high intellectual play, Warlord killed a boomalope, setting chaos upon the caravan. He killed people while they were fleeing in agony. They caught on and started shooting with their puny weapons. No one survived as he killed almost all of them. Most of the stuff burnt up though. But what was to come was horrifying, or maybe not. A pack of insects, also known for their incredible melee power. As always, we have a choke point and stand guard. Except this time, we killed some of them, but Green Warlord was already bleeding out. Since his armor is our defense, if he is down, we lose. Colonists flee back, but who am I is stuck in the crowd. She fights, but they are numerous. The insects eventually break into our storage while I wasn't looking and destroyed everything. Smoke engulfed as all the storage had been wiped. We hid in the hospital as explosions went off intensively. Eventually they break a wall. We kill off the insects and block off the room. The Re people had died, and unfortunately the legend himself, Green Warlord, died of a bruise. To honor him, Soul stripped him and tore out the sterile tiles in anger, building a nice grave for him. And as he goes to bury his friend, oh my god, this is very bad. Smoke killed off everyone. We buried Warlord and moved into the research area. It was no good. People were dying off. Only the couple remained as fire was set ablaze. The base was in chaos as smoke tore through gaps. Eventually, only Ven remained, but she had a food binge. She heads into the insects and goes for the meals. She gets haunted by the insects and gets downed among the flames, eventually killing her. The man in black can do nothing with fists and dies. The largest explosion occurred in our base. It was so bad my PC had seconds per frame. Bullets killed everyone around it, but with everyone dead, they planted. They flattened everything. The base was quickly destroyed as roofs collapsed. Eventually, it was all gone. The area was calm again as rain washed away the dirt, and a mech cluster lands on us. This colony turned 180 degrees into the dirt. So, can I survive with fists? Thank you for watching, and if you're bored, then watch these videos next.